Yes or no? Mr. Secretary, do you know what a car seat is?
I have 2 children, yes.
Yes or no? Are we surrounded by absolutely non-qualified, unskilled lunkheads passing off to be representatives in our hallowed grounds in Congress? I say that's a resounding yes. What I'm about to share with you today are some clips of the masterful class, brilliance, execution, intelligence of our Treasury Secretary, one of the best picks I think Trump has ever picked out of his entire cabinet. I mean, one of the top ones, Scott Bessent, absolutely torch these mook, lunkhead, DEI hired Democrats like Maxine Waters. Wait till you see this clip on Maxine Waters. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Nez, did you just call them DEI hires? Well, I don't understand. Is that a bad thing? I mean, they constantly tout and advocate that diversity is a good thing. So why is it that they always get their britches in a hustle and a fussle whenever somebody mentions that they're DEI hires? Why do they get upset about that? I don't understand it. Can you explain it to me? They always claim it's a good thing. Even bigger than that, it's a gigantic embarrassment. I liken what you're about to see, especially the Maxine Waters clip, but I've got a couple to share with you, to that coworker that you have at your company that you know doesn't belong there, that you know is unqualified. Maybe she, I don't know, she or he knew somebody in the company, there's nepotism, they had a brother's, sister's, cousin-in-law, or they were a DEI hire, dare I say it, right? There's a lot of companies out there masking their DEI quotas under different guises and different labels ever since Trump signed that executive order, who is chastising. So this unqualified DEI hire chastising and always loud-mouthing, bad-mouthing the people who actually earned their positions. Can anybody relate to that? Let me know in the comments down below. Check out this first clip I'm going to share with you. Oh, and by the way, you got to stick around because I'm also going to share with you a video clip that has been going viral that is very relative to today's discussion. Frontier airline employees denying a man his ability to check into his flight, even though he got there 30 minutes prior and he paid for his ticket. Have you seen this video? This video is going viral, breaking the entire internet, making the rounds. I've never been on Frontier Airlines, but I'm going to share that with you as well. Stick around. But first, in this first clip, Gregory Meeks, Representative Gregory Meeks, absolutely goes berserk when he asks Scott Bessent the ridiculous question, who was president in 2024? And Scott replies with something that we all think and feel, and it gets some laughs in the hall, and he just goes bonkers. Watch this.
4 decades, we've had trade deficits in the United States of America, and nobody said it was an emergency? Democratic and Republican presidents? You know what that says to me? That is not an emergency because it hasn't been for 4 decades. It says to me that we should bring tariffs back to the United States Congress so that we can make that determination as the Constitution has said and not try to go around Congress. That's just unbelievable to me. Let me ask this question. Maybe they missed it. Who was the president and who has been the president since January 20th, 2025?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay. And who was the president in 2024?
One believes President Biden.
One believes? You one of those non-believers that the election, the American people didn't vote?
I am not.
You're not? You said one believes? Do you believe in the Constitution of the United States and it should be abided by?
I believe in the Constitution of the United States.
So you believe in it without any second thought. You don't have to think about it. You believe in it and you would abide by it. Is that correct?
I have and I do, sir.
Okay. Well, do you know that a president has said He may or may not. He don't know. Let me ask this question.
It's just so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing to put this all-star cabinet through this ridiculous circus show, being like they're on trial, being judged by people so unworthy. This Meeks guy shouldn't be carrying Scott Bessent's tea alongside him. He doesn't deserve to walk on the same sidewalk as Scott Bessent. He's so unqualified. He's so dense. It is absolutely unequivocally unquestionable that the 2020 election were at the very least some serious question marks. He got 20 million more votes than Barack Obama. Are you effing kidding me? This vegetable in chief? It is beyond any doubt that this guy had serious cognitive decline, especially in the last 24 months. And he just loses it. One believe? What you talking about, Willis? Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. But wait, there's more. Here we go with our girl, Maxine Klingon Waters, the decrepit, decomposing congresswoman who had the audacity to think that she was going to get one over on the brilliant man, Scott Bessent, our Secretary of Treasury. Watch this. I got two clips because they're so juicy and they're so good. They're so delicioso. In the first clip, watch as Maxine proves her antiquatedness. She doesn't even remember meeting Scott Bessent. And he goes, oh, dear Maxine. Oh, dear brain fog Maxine. We did meet before. It was in the Bahamas, and you did the electric boogaloo. Watch this.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Bessent, this is the first time we've met. Is that correct?
No, ma'am. We actually met one New Year's Eve in the Bahamas. And I was...
He didn't make an impression.
Why don't I remember that?
Well, you were much better at the electric slide than I was. And I was with the Prime Minister of the Bahamas yesterday, Prime Minister Davis, who sends his regards.
Well, were you with my husband when he was the ambassador to the Bahamas appointed by Clinton?
So,
Well, you're not going to like this. And so this is the first. I didn't remember that, but that's odd because you've been at Treasury, and I've sent you 5 letters to ask about what was going on under your leadership and only received a couple of cursory replies from your staff. Why don't you respond?
ma'am?
I guess you don't know why you...
Again, just unbelievably embarrassing. This is probably the most hysterical one because Bessent absolutely wrecks Klingon Maxine Waters when he methodically destroys every facts challenge talking point until she actually gets furious and threatens him at the end. Watch this. This is huge.
Mr. Secretary, did all the individuals working with DOGE who were given access to Treasuries and CFPB's computer databases receive all of the required clearances and security training before they were granted access?
Again, they were granted read-only access at Treasury. There were two.
So let me just say,
DOGE employees.
please, you can't filibuster here. This is not the filibuster playground. And so what you did was you let these strangers into our Treasury with access to all of the data, all of the personnel information, and you just opened the door. Why'd you do that?
No, ma'am. They were Treasury employees.
Oh, are you saying today in front of this committee that all of them were Treasury employees, that the 25-year-old who's being identified, who worked for Elon Musk, was allowed into the Treasury? Was that person there?
He was a Treasury employee, as was Tom Kraus, the senior person on the DOGE team. There were only 2 people.
There were DOGE employees also.
Sorry?
Do you know, were you aware that there were DOGE employees coming into our Treasury getting all of our personal information?
Well, ma'am, there is no such thing as a DOGE employee. There were Treasury employees.
I tend to disagree with you based on the information I have. Has any information been downloaded by anyone working with DOGE from any of Treasury's or CFPB's computers? Answer yes or no.
Not to my knowledge.
You better learn.
Gentlewoman yields
I yield
back.
As if that wasn't embarrassing enough, check out this New York Democrat who can barely speak English. She has to be fed questions by her staff, and she's trying to imply that she deserves to know critical, highly confidential tariff negotiation details. I mean, Bessent at one point tried everything he could not to laugh, but he couldn't help it. Watch this.
We were on CNBC earlier this week making claims saying we are very close and maybe we will see some deals this week on tariffs. So tell us, tell the American people, tell small businesses and consumers, tell retirees, specifically, which countries are you close to striking deals with?
I'm sorry, Congresswoman, but that would not benefit the United States.
No. I'm asking you a question based on the statement that you made on CNBC.
And I am telling you that it would be detrimental to the interest of the United States for me to answer that question.
Why would that be detrimental?
Because as the negotiations may still be in process as we speak, as we are not at the end of the week yet, I am sure that you through your question, would not want to compromise the U.S. negotiations.
Reclaiming my time,
Would you?
Secretary Bessent, the president goes into a press conference and claims that there are negotiations going on. And then the next day, there's no negotiations going on. So why would you not answer my question? And that will be considered detrimental to the American people, to the American economy. I do not understand. Despite your claim,
I'm happy to say there are negotiations going on. I'm not going to reveal the details.
No filibuster. No filibuster here.
So how long do you think those negotiations will take before they are concluded? And
There are numerous countries, as I have said, if you saw my CNBC interview, which you referenced, that there are 18 important trading partners, and we are moving forward at all deliberate speed with those.
do you consider these negotiations advanced negotiations?
Some of them are quite advanced.
So you expect this deal to be more than memorandums of understanding? You expect them to be full negotiated trade deals?
I believe that they will be the agreements in principle, and then we will paper them over in the coming months. But once we reach an agreement, then I am sure that the other countries will live up to it.
Okay. In congressional testimony yesterday, you said the U.S. has not started negotiating with China on tariff reductions. Does that continue to be your position, yes or no?
As you may have read,
Yes or no, sir?
As you may have read in the press, I will be going to Switzerland, and the negotiations will begin on Saturday.
Okay, so the president told you that that will be your answer today. So can you tell who from the Trump administration is engaged in those discussions
Which discussions?
with China?
Trade discussions?
Pardon?
I'm sorry.
Trade discussions, yes, sir.
Well, the trade negotiations will be led by myself and Ambassador Jameson Greer,
And,
USTR.
and what about Pete Navarro?
Sorry?
Peter Navarro.
He will
Is
not.
he-
He will not be joining us in Geneva.
Thank God for that. Are those negotiations considered advanced?
Pardon?
Are those negotiations considered advanced?
As I said, on Saturday we will begin, which I believe is the opposite of advance.
That's so good. How is that not perfect? I mean, this little grommet, gremlin, absolute debauched abomination. I mean, she's like a creature out of Lord of the Rings. Are you kidding me right now, New York? She's being spoon-fed, by some freaking, aide or staffer behind her. She doesn't know anything about negotiating. Is this who you trust handling the security and best interest of America? Are you out of your mind? I mean, the contrast couldn't be any more starker on the screen right now. Which person do you want representing the United States? I'll tell you who I want. I want the guy who's actually qualified, and that is, without a shadow of doubt, Scott Bessent. I can't wait to get your comments on this. Okay, here's the final clip that I'm going to share with you. I haven't even watched this, but everybody's telling me to watch this. So, Frontier Airlines worker refuses to let this guy check in. She says you didn't pay a $25 agent assist fee. And this video is going viral. It's just blazing up the internet. Watch this.
Made that flight. You did. And you think you're gonna check me in? I bet you we won't. Okay?
I paid for a ticket.
And you paid $25 for an agent assist fee, and you checked in 3 hours later. Hello.
I just said that I.
You gonna get on your flight.
Yeah, I just said that I would pay the $25.
And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight.
I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes. I'm here 30 minutes before my flight, and they're not letting me check in.
And you're not getting on your flight.
Because it's a policy. We don't control that.
And you will never fly.
You were about to let me check in. You were about to let me check in, and you decided that you ain't gonna let me check in.
Make me check you in.
You literally work for a company that I bought a plane ticket for. I'm here 30 minutes before the flight.
Can you please leave, sir?
No.
Can you please leave my personal space?
I'm not in your personal space. This is not your personal space.
This is my stationery.
This is not your personal space. You work for a company. This is not your personal space.
We ain't got to worry about it. We ain't got to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it. You're literally not doing your job for a customer that has paid for a plane ticket to get home.
I told you to stop putting the camera on me, sir.
I'm literally here at Frontier. I bought a ticket and they are not letting me check in. For no reason whatsoever.
Well, you said you're never flying the airline again, so we might as well help you out and have you not fly the airline.
I've already bought a ticket. I've literally already bought a ticket, and this is your reaction.
Well, I'm never flying Frontier again. Now, just to be fair, this video was taken by the actual patron. The guy behind the camera was the customer. And we don't know what happened before that. There could have been God knows what. But I could say, just from somebody who has been running businesses for over 30 years, I've worked in sales, customer service. I've worked pretty much every job imaginable. I was a paper boy in Evansville, Indiana when I was 8 years old. So I've been working since I was a kid. And the customer is always right seems to have died in America. Am I wrong? I feel like, especially around where I live, I feel like customer service and treatment of guest services and customers in general has just dwindled and waned exponentially in our country. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've gone into a coffee shop, whatever. And the first, I was always taught, you greet the customer. Hi, how are you? How can I help you? Something so it doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to be Trader Joe's and ask me how my weekend is and what my plans are. I don't want that anyway. That's annoying. But, I literally 9 out of 10 times it's, what do you want? What can I get you? Are you ready? What's your order? Literally. And I mean, that is like just a sort of a microcosm of a larger, representation. And so I don't know. I've never flown Frontier Airlines. Have you? Let me know in the comments. I've never flown Frontier Airlines in my entire life. This doesn't make me want to fly there, but I'd love to get your comments on this. Let me know what you think of this viral video of these employees. I definitely don't think these guys handled it right. Whatever that customer did, which again, I'm trying to be fair here and neutral and unbiased. I mean, whatever that customer did prior to him hitting record, which we're not privy to, that's still doesn't give these, employees the right to just, act that way. I mean, it's obvious that they were acting in an untoward, terrible way towards a paying customer. But I'd love to get your thoughts on this and everything that I shared today. Hit that thumbs up if you love America. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed it. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA. I'll see you soon.